After over 600 chapters, we finally get the reveal of Dr. Vegapunk. To be put into perspective, that's almost 16 years, which is more than half of the series. That far surpasses the previous record from Jinbei that was first introduced and mentioned in chapter 69 and debuted 459 chapters later. And over the past 16 years, Oda has been building hype around the character Vegapunk, the mad scientist. And to be frank with you, the whole community is super excited for this reveal. Oda has mentioned that with the reveal of Dr. Vegapunk, we are going to get many of the mysteries of the One Piece world being answered. Hey guys, Dan Drinks Coke here. So today we're going to talk about the 5 mysteries we still need to know about Vegapunk. Alright, so first up on the list, we need to know more about devil fruits. Oda has mentioned in a previous SBS that with the reveal of Dr. Vegapunk, we are going to know everything there is to know about devil fruits. How or where did the devil fruit come from? Did it come from a devil tree? Does the devil fruit store the previous owner will? How do the devil fruits tie to the Void Century or the ancient history? And those questions are not only questions that we as One Piece fan has, but the entirety of the One Piece world has those same exact questions. For example, many misconceptions has been built around the concept of devil fruits. Shanks has stated that devil fruits are devil. Other people from Wano, from other countries, have stated that devil fruits are sorcery or they are magic. And to add a bit more of my own personal headcanon, I do hope that we do get a revelation about what actually is the Hito Hito no Mi Marunika.
Nice.
Who was the previous owner of that fruit, and if Luffy has been completely gobbled up by the previous owner's will. Next up, we need to know about the story of Mad. Mads, so far from what we know, is a group of mad scientists, namely Dr. Vegapunk, Vinsmokes Judge, Queen, and
Gangsta. Gastino.
But who else was in it? How did it start? What other experiments or discovery have they made? And that begs the question of what actually was their purpose to come together. Like, was it only based on the curiosity of the unknown, the curiosity of a bigger, stronger science? Or had they all had their own personal goals and came together to learn more or to facilitate their research? For instance, we do know that Judge always wanted some kind of an unstoppable, emotionless army. Did he come to Mads for that purpose? Or was there a bigger, far greater, and even just maybe a sad story about the Mads? And this completely ties up with the next mystery that I have on the list, which is about Sora, Warrior of the Sea. After the reveal of Dr. Vegapunk, fans has made a lot of connections between Sora, the Warrior of the Sea, and Dr. Vegapunk. Sora comes from a comic book from the One Piece world, which legit is a marine propaganda. Sora is technically a hero that fights the Germa 66, the evil Germa 66. After seeing the character design of Dr. Vegapunk, people have made the connections. For example, Sora is someone who fights for the Marines' justice. We see on the cape of Sora that he does have a mixture of the world government and the Marines logo, and Vegapunk does work for the world government. Sora also fights with a gigantic robot, and Vegapunk uses and manipulates a robot. The helmet that Sora has is very similar to the helmet that Vegapunk had.
Coincidence? I think not!
And all of these makes us think of the possible ties of Dr. Vegapunk and Sora Vinsmokes, Sanji's mom. Vegapunk in chapter 1061 looks awfully similar to Sora. The connection is just uncanny and makes us think that Sora, the Warrior of the Sea, based on Sora Vinsmokes.
Wait a minute.
Which does make us think that Vegapunk possibly had some kind of a love interest, some kind of a triangle love between Sora, Vinsmokes, Vegapunk, and Judge. Alright, another question that we have is what is his connection to Bartolomeo Kuma? We do know that Kuma used to be the king of the Sorbet Kingdom. How does this fact ties Kuma and Dr. Vegapunk? How long did they know each other? Furthermore, we do know that Kuma used to work for the Revolutionary Army that later turned into a warlord. And the fact that Vegapunk seemingly is quite close to Kuma, does it mean that Dr. Vegapunk actually works also for the Revolutionary Army, that begs the question, Vegapunk actually loyal to the world government, or is he actually just a undercover agent for the Rev? Which might bring to the ultimate question of what is his connection to Monkey D. Dragon. Alright, last up on the list is what I'm personally the most excited for. What is Vegapunk's connection to Kizaru? Alright, for this we do have to go back into Sabaody. The first time Dr. Vegapunk was mentioned in Sabaody is with the introduction of Sentomaru, which is revealed to be Vegapunk's bodyguard. And in the same arc, we do find out that Sentomaru does seem kind of close to Kizaru, or has some kind of familiarity with Kizaru. Sentomaru goes as far as calling Kizaru Ojiki, which thus translates into uncle. And since we do know that the laser beams from the Pacifistas, they are modeled after Kizaru's devil fruits, that does beg the question that maybe Kizaru was in some kind of form experimented on by Vegapunk. How deep does their story go? How close are they actually? This does bring me to think that if they are very close, we might see Kizaru in this arc. We might finally see Yonko Luffy versus an admiral. And it's not over yet. We do have a couple of bonuses. So, what does Vegapunk know about Lunarians? We do know that the Seraphims are modeled somehow after the Lunarians, which does mean that Vegapunk had access to some kind of a Lunarian test subject, which in this case, we do know that it might highly probably be King. But what does he know about them? We do know that lunar equals moon.
Well, duh.
And what shall be Dr. Vegapunk's connection to the moon and the possible civilization and technology from judging from Enel's cover stories? We do know that there is a very powerful and technologically advanced civilization from the moon. Multiple fans have suspected that Vegapunk might actually be from the moon. So many mysteries about Vegapunk is yet to be uncovered. But anyways, give me your thoughts, guys. What are your top 5 questions that you want Oda to reveal about Dr. Vegapunk in this arc? And if there is anything that I missed, please comment it down below. And I will be very excited if you will click the subscribe button and ring the notification bell for more One Piece content just like this down into your feed every single week. Until next time, drink some Coke.